Alright, hey guys, Fiddle Ferret here, back for our next episode at Love at First Sight. Now, I'm sorry for a little bit of time between these episodes here. I was a little slow getting back to it. I've been kind of like doing like one episode at a time. I really should just probably record the whole game in one, because I'm pretty sure it's not really all that long. But we're going to go ahead and jump right back into it where we left off. The next day, Saturday. On days when we don't have school, I usually go hang out with Tomo and Akimi. Today, though, it seems Akimi's busy, so instead I'm at Tomo's house browsing through his books. Tomo has a minor collection of pretty interesting manga and novels, and it's not too unusual that we'd hang out in his room every now and then. Is Akimi still doing things with her club room? Ballet club, right? Oh no, that might have been me. That might not have been Tomo. I really should pay more attention. No, she's at a birthday party for some third-year student she knows. Man, she's got a big network of friends. It's because she's both adventurous and kind-hearted. She does have that kind of personality, but she's also pretty, and she's good at studying and sports. That's probably what makes her so popular. Probably. Isn't she bothered by that? If she is, I've never heard her say so. As usual, he doesn't go into detail. The fact that he only replies with such a nonchalant answer is aggravating, so I try to probe him for more. Aren't you two going out? What's that supposed to mean? No, I'm not mocking you or anything. The way you two are so close, I honestly thought you were going out at first. We've just known each other for a long time. Do you want to? Who cares? Anyway, what about you? It looks like you've got a crush of your own. It's pretty unusual for Tomo to change the topic so bluntly like that. Pointing that out might be bad, though, so I let it slide. How can you think I have a crush on Akimi? Not her. Don't you have a thing for that one-eyed girl in first-year classes that you're trying so hard to become friends with? You mean Sachi? Indeed. Getting close to a girl with no friends who's bullied at school, if you're not doing it out of Akimi levels of random kindness, poking your nose into that girl's business is only going to cause trouble. What are you trying to achieve? Do you have a crush on her or something? No. Come to think of it, I've never really considered why I want to get close to Sachi so badly. Maybe I just got involved because I pitied her, like Tomo said, rather than out of kindness of my heart. I guess you don't even know yourself. Feeling uneasy with the silence I've created between us, I blurt out the first thing that comes to my mind. You're probably right. I suppose there was no need to answer like that, though. So anyway, what's going on with her? Oh, I ended up walking back to her house with her so I could give her the manga all at once. To her house? That's pretty, daring. After that, I tell him about the time I spent with Sachi so far. Even though I was a little hesitant when I started, as I go on telling Sachi's story, I reflect on it as I realize I've actually been having a good time. It's not like we did anything especially fun, but I have enjoyed talking with her. Still, am I really doing this because I have some kind of crush on her? But I feel like that's not an easy question to answer, so I try to shake it from my mind. It's not like I need an answer right now anyway. Boop, boop, boop. Walking home. Monday. Oh, Mondays. Today's Monday when I'm recording it. I hate Mondays. So sucky. Monday. The beginning of the school week. I normally have to drag myself out of the house, my brain heavy with gloom and drowsiness, but today I'm feeling a little different as I walk down the street. Usually, I make a beeline towards school, but instead I strayed from my normal path to take another nearby street there. It's not like it's a big loss of time, but since the fastest way to school is to go straight ahead from my house, I don't normally use this road. Of course, it's not like I'm just choosing to go this way for no reason. I can go faster if I take streets without many people on them. And of course, even if it's unlikely, I thought that if I'd go this way I might... As I walk on, I see a figure ahead of me. The torn uniform, the messy hair, the slim build, and of course, the bandages on her head. It's no mistaking who it is in front of me, Sachi. I speed up to catch her and nudge her shoulder. Hey, morning! Sachi turns toward me with a startled look on her face. No doubt for my sudden appearance. You'd think you would have realized that, seeing as she's terrified of people. I guess I should have expected that kind of reaction. See what I'm telling you? Ah, Mamoru-senpai, why are you here? Sorry for sneaking up on you. My house is right near here. I mentioned that, didn't I? The route I normally take is just the other street over. Oh, really? Yeah, and I took this street hoping I'd see you. I didn't think I'd actually would, though. Do you mind if I walk to school with you? No. I don't really know her expression, but I think I hear a little excitement in her voice. Might just be my imagination, though. How was your weekend? Did you read some of the manga I lent you? Oh, yes. I've already finished part of the series you lent me. Both of them were really good. Her tone is uncharacteristically lively. Good burp. She's wearing a cheerful expression I've never seen until now, but her good mood kind of runs off on me too. I'm glad then. I thought I should return the books I'm already finished with, so I brought them with me today. I said you could take your time, didn't I? Are you sure? Of course. What should I give you next? Oh, actually, which of these did you like best? Both were good, but I like this one the best. The one with the boy who can see ghosts. But I'm talking. So cute. As we continue walking and talking about the manga's contents. Yeah, I thought I said context for contents. The school comes into view. Sachi has been fairly talkative on the way here, holding an actual conversation with me, carrying all that manga for her was definitely worth it if it makes her that happy. We're already here, huh? I usually walk to school alone, but this is more fun. Yeah. While we're walking, she was still keeping her eye out for people, but I noticed that she was mostly focusing on me. As we enter the school, where there are more prying eyes, however, she starts keeping her head down and walking on the side of the path to try to stay out of sight. Isn't there at least some way I can help her feel more comfortable? If I have time, I think I'll take that same street again today. If we're lucky, maybe we can go home together again. As long as you don't mind, that is. I don't mind or anything. I like being able to talk with you, senpai. Really? I'm glad to hear it. Oh, I need to change my shoes. One sec. Right, me too. Uh-oh. Looking ahead, Sachi suddenly slows her pace and hides behind me as much as she can, like she's trying to disappear. I shift my gaze in the direction she was looking and see a lone girl passing in front of the first-year shoe rack. Oh shit! Who's this bimbo? She's got blonde hair. She must be a bully. All bullies in anime have blonde hair. Her hair is dyed blonde. Yeah, dyed blonde. Oh yeah, this is it. Just typical. Dyed blonde. She's a thug. Her hair is dyed blonde, and she's wearing a short skirt. Oh, what a skank. No, I'm kidding. Even though we're away from her, I can see the sour look on her face. Wait, is that the... Okay, let's see. Sadakawa? We're gonna go Sadakawa girl? I ask this quietly as I look over my shoulder while still trying to keep Sachi hidden. You know her? No, I've only heard rumors about her. As I'm working out how to talk with Sachi, the bell rings, and the girl, who I'm pretty sure is Sadakawa, hears it and heads to her class. It's a good thing we weren't in a hurry. We just barely missed her as it is. It looks like she's already gone. Sachi, you need to get going too, don't you? Sachi probably doesn't want to continue this line of conversation. I make sure Sadagawa's definitely gone, and with a sigh of release, nod to Sachi. Oh, yeah, right. Let me join you at lunch again today, okay? See you later. Okay, see you. So that was the infamous Sadakawa Rui, huh? Since I've never actually talked to her, I can't say for sure, but I can tell just from looking at her that she has an aggressive personality. Making friends with Sachi is good and all, but I should probably find out what I can about Sadadawa as well. Morning classes are over, and it's lunchtime now. However, it's only Tomo and me in this empty classroom today. I had planned on asking Tomo about Sadadawa based on how scared Sachi was just from seeing her. There's no doubt in my mind that Sadadawa is the one bullying her. Wait, where's Akimi? She had some business in the faculty room. She should be here soon. I see. Perfect. Before she gets here, there's something I want to ask you. What's up? Well, what's up? Well, first, if you only have until Akimi comes back, I probably wouldn't be able to go into detail much about it. I wanted to know about the girl you mentioned before, the first-year student, Sadadawa. As soon as we started talking about her, Akimi got really quiet, so I figured it'd be better to ask when she's not around. You said you said you've met her in your past. That's what you want, huh? Well, it's not like it's a secret, I suppose. We met her 2 years ago, when Akimi and I were in our last year of middle school. Sadadawa transferred into our school. Since we were different grades, we didn't meet her right away, but even back then she seemed like a violent person, and rumors made their way to us. So then Akimi, with her motto at being that love and peace, went and tried to rehabilitate her. Somehow, I'm not surprised. Well, I didn't say that she succeeded. Sadadawa made fun of her mercilessly, but even still, Akimi refused to give up. That girl's so damn stubborn. It finally ended when the two got into a really nasty fight. No one tried to stop them? Well, I rushed to intervene, but it's not like Akimi just stood there and took Sadadawa's blows. It looked like Akimi lost her cool, and she fought Sadadawa with everything she had. Not something I was expecting from her. What happened to her? It was not just a simple squabble. Akimi's always had good reflexes, and Sadadawa seemed to have a lot of experience in her fights. They kicked and punched, and naturally when they started using their knees and elbows, I had to stop them. I would have never guessed Akimi would be able to fight. Even I didn't know she could, and I've known her for a long time. I saw a side of her I never knew existed that day. Did Sadakawa, maybe Sadakawa is better. Did Sadakawa say something to make Akimi so angry? Really, I think it was Sadakawa punched her the first time. She flipped a switch inside Akimi. I guess when Akimi snapped, she really snapped. So after the first fight, Akimi became really depressed and was a totally different person for a while. Because she didn't win? If I had to guess, I'd say that it wasn't because she lost. Rather, I think the fact that she couldn't change Sadakawa came as a huge shock to her. What do you mean? Akimi's really good at becoming friends with people. You have noticed that, haven't you? Yeah? No matter how gloomy or rebellious a person is or how different their interests are to Akimi, she can always find something to be friendly about. But Sadakawa was not having any of that. After that day, whenever she got depressed, it was because she had to come in contact with Sadakawa again. That's also surprising. Akimi's always seems like that type to look forward no matter what. Well, the old Akimi was a real wimp, at least. If she could try to make up with Sadakawa at some point, I think that might cheer her up. But those two are like oil and water. I can't force her to do that. No one can. I suppose it's best not to talk about Sadakawa in front of her then. Unless she's bringing it up herself, then yeah, I think that's wise. At least, until she has a change of heart, I think Akimi will find her own way to deal with this. You think so? Yeah, it's not like you might want to ask around about Sadakawa and Sachi's relationship. If you want, I could try asking around, see what the people say. Recent information about Sadakawa might be more use than the information about her past. Really? Yeah, that would be useful information to have. I appreciate your help. I guess both of us are helping Sachi out in our own ways, even if Tomo's not directly involved. I know I can rely on him for this, especially since he has a lot more connections than I do. Akimi and I will gather any info we hear. Sadakawa doesn't seem to be as violent as she was before, but it doesn't seem like Sachan is asking for help either. Plus, I think Sadakawa is the only one bullying Sach. One victim and one tormentor, that wouldn't stand out too much. Most of the students inside their class probably don't know anything about it. Whatever the other students and teachers might think, I doubt they know the whole story. Even if they suspect what's going on, they'll most likely turn a blind eye to it, since no one wants to get involved in that. So in other words, as it stands, no one's going to lift a finger to help Sachi? Precisely. Well then, if no one else is involved, resolving this shouldn't be too hard. However, the other students think of Sachin. I'm pretty sure they'll turn as blind an eye to you helping her as they have to Sadakawa abusing her. If Sadakawa is the only one bullying her, I think I should be able to get her to stop. That's assuming she doesn't have any friends in on it with her, of course. You probably could, but I doubt it'll go smoothly either way. Sachi has me, and I have you guys. We'll definitely work something out. I hope so. Sorry I'm late, guys! Akemi calls out as she barges into the room, her loud voice disturbing the calm of the classroom. I'm starving! Wait, you haven't eaten yet? Could it be that you were waiting for me? Oh, right. I forgot about my lunch. So you weren't waiting for me then? What should I do? If I take my time eating now, I won't have time to go and see Sachi. Why don't you eat over there? You've become good enough friends with her, haven't you? But Akemi just got here. I was late today, so don't worry about it. Just hurry up and introduce me to Sachan already. Fine, I get it, but thanks for everything, guys. Everything? Akemi, who hasn't been a part of the conversation up until now, tilts her head in confusion. Yeah, everything. Anyway, I'm going. Boop. Hey. Oh, Mamoru-senpai. Hello. Since I didn't eat part of my lunch, I'll be able to meet Sachi a little earlier than last time. As I arrive, I see something unexpected. At first she's surprised to see me, but her suspicion soon becomes joy as a smile begins to bloom on her face. Until now, she's always had a downcast look about her. Does that smile mean she likes hanging out with me? I didn't manage to eat lunch before I came. Do you mind if I eat here? I don't mind. It's fine. Once again, I sit down in the same place on the steps. Huh? Sachi, where's your lunch? I already put away my lunchbox. For some reason, she looks away from me as she replies. Lunch break only started a little while ago, so it wouldn't be strange if she was still eating when I got here, but I didn't see her lunchbox anywhere. She is, however, holding one of the manga I let her borrow and seems to have been rereading it. I start to feel a little uneasy. Even if she finished eating, she should still have her lunchbox around, at least. Where's your lunchbox? Oh, that. I actually forgot my lunchbox today. I'm starting to understand. I'm also starting to understand that she's a terrible liar. Was it that Sadakawa girl? Huh? Why? Bingo. What happened? Well, I wait for an answer, but none comes. It seems she doesn't want to talk about it. See, it's funny, because when this first started, I thought that it was going to pretend she was being bullied and something else was going on, like issues at home, or she was a klutz or something, but she actually seems to be being bullied. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but you haven't had anything for lunch, right? As I studied Sachi's troubled face, I realize she thinks I'm blaming her. That'll make this hard to deal with. I can tell from Sachi's reaction to Sadakawa's name that whatever happened is definitely that girl's fault. Of course, even if she tells me what happened, it's not like I can do anything about it right now. I should worry about what's going on in front of me. No, but I'm fine, really. I wasn't that hungry anyway, and I usually don't eat that much in the first place. That's not really the issue, though. Can't you buy something at the cafeteria? I can lend you some money if you need it. You don't... It's fine. I'm okay, really. For once, Sachi actually has some force in her voice. Since she's refusing to let me buy her lunch, she probably won't let me give her part of my own either, but... Alright. Wait. I've already got my lunch. Do you want some of that? No. You really don't have to. Oh, I said it's fine. I don't eat too much, either. And besides, sitting here next to you and eating while you watch would be really rude, even if you don't really want any food yourself. I move next to Sachi and open my lunchbox. For a moment, I worry that she'll try to avoid me like she did the first time I sat next to her. But she doesn't do anything like that. She just looks a little uneasy. Are you sure? She still seems reluctant, but as she turns to face me, her stomach lets out a painful growl. I know she's trying to be polite, but she really can't hide how hungry she is anymore. Just ignore that. She hangs her head, ashamed of her rumbling stomach, but she's still not ready to give in. Oh my goodness, this is so cute. I know I could never, oh my, I don't know if I could ever do this, by the way. It's like, oh, here, I'll feed you. Nom nom nom. I know she's not going to relent on her own, so I pick up a small piece of fried egg out of my lunchbox with my chopsticks and hold it in front of her mouth. Come on, you're hungry, right? Wait, say ah. Sachi looks back and forth between my face and the chopsticks as several seconds pass by, but sure enough, she soon surrenders and opens her mouth. Ah! There. This is adorable. This is absolutely adorable. Even though she has one eye. I stuff the piece of egg into her mouth, and she starts chewing her eyes shut tight. Nom nom nom. Do you like it? Yeah. Great. Next, open up. I present the next bite I've gathered between my chopsticks to her. That's enough. I don't want you to have less food because of me. It's really no big deal. Well, as I watch Sachi meekly at the end of my chopsticks, I start feeling like a mother bird feeding its chick or something. I can't help but think it's a little cute. You're not the only one, friend. That's enough, really. Open wide. I almost feel like someone else is controlling my hand. Not that I'm about to stop them. You could at least let me eat by my... I'm sure this is embarrassing for her as I keep making her eat. I notice that her cheeks are getting redder and redder. She's so damn cute. I've already eaten half your lunch. The rest is yours. She finally says, staring down at her hands. Sure enough, only half of my lunch is left. I suppose so. You're sure you don't want any more? Just eat your lunch. Sachi turns her flushed face away from me. Maybe I overdid it. Sorry, I had carried away. No, it's alright. I was happy that you fed me some of your lunch. I'm not literally fed me. I mean, I was happy you shared your food with me. It's okay, I understand. I wasn't trying to be mean or anything. I know. Anyway, thank you. Of course, no problem. I suppose I'll clean up the rest. As I'm about to start on what's left of my lunchbox, Sachi stares at the chopsticks. Oh. I should have realized it sooner, but the chopsticks I'm about to eat with are the same ones that I've been using just a moment ago. I put the food directly into Sachi's mouth. Sorry, I forgot. That would have been kind of gross, huh? No, I don't really mind, but if you think it's gross, it might be best to watch them. Don't worry about me, though. I don't really care either way, actually. If you're okay with me using them, I'm going to go ahead and eat. Sure. This has gotten a little awkward. I eat my food and try not to think about it too much. Silence. Even though I'm trying to focus on eating, I keep catching myself stealing a glance at Sachi out of the corner of my eye. Sachi opens one of the manga as if to read it, but I notice that for some reason, her eye stays fixed on me as I eat my lunch. Whenever I look over her, our eyes meet. Her cheeks are still red. Is she still embarrassed about me feeding her, or is there another reason? Either way, it's getting really hard to focus on eating. Dude, she's totally watching you eat with the chopsticks that touched her like lips. She's totally digging it. Okay, I'm done. And as if on cue, the bell rings, marking the end of our lunchtime. Already, huh? Well, I guess we did take a while to eat. I guess so. Oh, let me give you back the manga I borrowed. I brought all the ones I finished. Cool. I'll pick out the ones in the series for when I see you again. Thank you. I gather up my ancient lunchbox and the manga and start heading down the stairs to my classroom as Sachi follows me. Hey, why don't we walk home together after school? If it's not too much trouble for you, I mean. It's nice to have a friend who lives nearby. Sure, I'd be happy to. Her face lights up with genuine excitement, even though we've only known each other for a week. I don't know how we ended up doing this. Like, like going to and from school and eating lunch together, but if it makes Sachi happy, why should I care how it happened? Most of all, if being together makes her happy, then I'm happy too. Ba-dum-bum-bum. School's almost over. As I return to my classroom after lunch, I realize something. I'm happy that we promised to go home together, but we never chose a place to meet before we parted. If I wait by the gates like last time, she'll probably come by, but that Sadakawa might also be around. Maybe I should take a peek into her classroom instead. As I'm trying to decide, the bell rings, finally signaling the end of the classes. I take my bag and hurry towards Sachi's classroom. I rush down the stairs, but as I reach the first floor, I can see that the first years are already filling into the hall, and I quicken my pace towards Sachi's classroom. In the moment I step in front of one of the classroom's doors, someone files out into me. The impact knocks us both off balance, and just as she's about to go down, I reflexively reach out and catch her. Everything okay? Excuse me, senpai. Senpai? The student who just flew into my arms, and who I am now holding onto tightly, is none other than Sachi. We stare at each other in astonishment. And then I see another student behind Sachi, who is also looking in astonishment. Sadako Arui. Did she just push Sachi out the door? Now I know she's the reason Sachi's had no lunch today. Sadakawa's surprised expression soon turns angry. She glares at me menacingly as she starts to speak. Who the hell are you? Some upperclassman? Yeah, second year. But she doesn't let this get in the way of her anger. Oh really? What are you doing on the first year floor? I came to see Sachi. For a moment, Sadakawa looks surprised again as she as she sizes the two of us up. Sachi regains her balance as she separates herself from me. Then she takes a step back, retreating from Sadakawa's presence. She's not trying to run away, though. Is it because I'm here? Her eye darts back and forth nervously. Hey, are you starting a freak show, senpai? If you think it's okay to force your friends into a freak show, you're really messed up. That's really pitiful. The girl's more prickly than I imagined. Naturally, my insult just annoys her more. I'm not sure if that actually got to her or not, but she pins a hostile glare on me. Oh yes, well excuse me. She really doesn't have any talents to display, and dressing her up as a clown would only disgust people. Of course, you are right. The insincerely polite words that Sadakawa spits at me are dripping with venom and malice. If this is what made Akemi snap, I don't blame her. I think she's more suited to the role of heroine than a clown. Her, at best, that one-eyed thing that looks like it stepped out of the fairy tale, will become some wretched beggar on the streets. Yeah, maybe she did step out of a fairy tale. If I had to guess, I'd say it was Cinderella. She's definitely plagued by something like an evil stepsister. You know that story, don't you? Oh, that's a good joke. But if you're casting parts, I think I'd rather be the fairy godmother who turns the pumpkin into a carriage. Making Cinderella get run over by her carriage would be a pretty neat twist, don't you think? Our verbal duel continues for a while. She's pretty good, by the way. Those are some good comebacks. I am that type of person who's generally nice, but I'm really good at verbal arguments, so I appreciate this conversation right now. She's wearing a vicious grin on her face, but the fire in her eyes grows hotter and hotter, and I can feel the heat in her stare. I refuse to look away, however, and it feels like the friction of our clashing gazes might set the whole hallway ablaze. Senpai? Sachi tugs on my sleeve, pulling me back into reality. Several students seem to have gathered around us to watch our fight. Here I am, a lone second-year student, in front of the first-year classroom, completely out of place. I should not be drawing this much attention to myself. Sorry, let's go, Sachi. I take Sachi's hand and turn back to Sadakawa. I'm still pissed, and I want to turn around and go after her again, but Sadakawa stays quiet. Bitch. Sorry about that just now. I really made a fool of myself. We leave the school at a hurried pace, but once we're outside of the gates and start heading home, we slow down a bit. No, it's okay. You caught me right when I fell. You protected me from Sadakawa-san. Thank you for that. Hey, it's probably none of my business, but if you're having trouble and need help, you can ask me anytime. Thank you. Sachi replies after a short pause, looking somewhat puzzled. We might have become friends, but I guess we're not close enough for her to be comfortable trusting me with that sort of thing yet. You know, anything you need. Oh, I just clicked and missed it. Something. Okay. She says okay, guys. By the way, if you like the books I gave you, I have some more by that author. Oh, really? I changed the subject to a lighter topic. Going home together should be more fun than this. At the very least, I want to see her smile more while we're together. I think those are the ones I should lend you next. Do you want to read them? Sure, that sounds great. I look forward to it. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Oh my gosh, no, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. See eye to eye. Alright guys, that is the end of that act. Thank you so much for joining me in this episode. I hope you really enjoyed this. This is probably one of my favorite episodes. I feel like we've kind of got like through that first bit. We know all the characters pretty well, and now it's just kind of on to the main part of the story. So anyway guys, thanks for joining me. I'll be finishing this visual novel. It's not very long, so I hope you stick around to finish it with me. I have been Fiddle Ferret, and I will see you back on the prowl next time. Bye-bye!